to get along with other people. You're able to give a helping hand when somebody's down, when you're not always looking out for your interests alone, and you're able to go and help somebody else. The society works much better together because we're not concerned so much about what we have, but we work that if we can help somebody. If women are very good for this. Women are very good for this because if they see their girlfriend's hurt and they're going through a problem, the first thing they want to do, what can I do to help you? Because they feel empathy. See, there's the difference between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy is feeling sorry for somebody, all right? But empathy is putting yourself in that person's position and doing something to help them. That's the difference between sympathy and empathy, all right? So women are very good about doing that, and they're willing to help wherever they can, but a man is not going to do that. See, men should be the ones that to initiate the help and tell, well, baby, such and such family is going through something. Let's see what we can do to help them. We the ones should be the ones to initiate that because that's your job, is to lead. To lead, give vision, give direction, all right? Remember we talked about a couple of weeks ago that we need to first have a definitive definition of what manhood is and a directional process. Once we have a process, a directional process, a plan, or we have given a family that you have given your family a direction of which way to go, they have no problem with following you. And then when you were able to reach out to help people, then your children pick up. They'll be more willing to help somebody else. See, everything flows downhill. All right? Wow. All right. When one is polite, not just friends and family, but to everyone, a system of trust is established. We learn to trust one another because you're being polite, you're being kind, you're being hospitable. Okay? You're showing common courtesy. You're showing manners to others. That's how communities grow, and that's how they come together, and they're adhesive. They come together and stick together. I can look back. I'm not that, I'm in my 50s now, but I can remember stories, and we can look back on it. Since this is Black History Month, we can look back 50, 60, 70, 80, maybe 100 years, how the blacks stuck together in the midst of slavery, and that families were so tight, the community stuck together, they worked together, even though they had been oppressed by the slave masters. They were able to stick together and work together for the common cause, even though the conditions was not the best, and they were being enslaved wrongly, all right, because we didn't ask to come to this country, but they stuck together because they knew that in numbers, in numbers there was strength, and they can make it together. That's how it is. But no more. We don't have that anymore. We have lost it. We have given it up because we're not concerned about nobody anymore. We want to get what we want when we want it, and whatever it takes to get it, that by any means necessary, we're going to get it done. That's how it is. But we need to start looking towards others, helping others, and start getting those good manners back, getting the courtesy back, being first respectful of ourselves so we be respectful of others, being polite to others, so we can build that trust within our communities where we can bring closeness back again, where we can stand together. When something's going on in the neighborhood, we should all come together. But we don't do that anymore. We have lost it. All right? Wow, I hope that you're getting this. This is very good. Let's see. We just stopped at trust is the foundation upon which listen to this, trust is the foundation upon which social and economic agreement is built. I'll say that again. Trust is the foundation. You got to have a foundation there. Where social, that means getting along together, and economic, meaning being able to make money and build businesses to help the neighborhood and the community. Not only does the business owner profit, but the community profits as well. They come into an agreement together that if I support your business, you support our families. If Tom or Helen are selling cookies or whatever, come on in. No problem. I'll be more than willing to support you. That's how you work together. That's the agreement. It all starts with the men to lead that movement, all right? That's where it starts at. But civility and politeness are no longer on many parents' agenda simply due to a lack of time. Well, we have allowed the things of this world to distract us and to take us away from that. You can make time for it if you want to, but we only concerned about our own. And see, when we do that, then that's when we start doing some of the worst things that we can do as human beings, because we are no longer worried about other people. And you got to understand that God built us for relationships. That's what he built us for. He made us, he created us for a relationship. Not only, we say this in our beginning when we and the guys get together. In our opening ceremony, when we have our prayer and we talk about our creed, we talk about God created us for relationships with God, with ourselves, with our families, as well as with others. That's what it's all about. Without that, we have nothing, because no man is an island. We need one another. So that's the crutch of the whole thing right there. Relationships. So if you don't have the manners, if you don't have the courtesy, the self-respect, how are you going to build a successful relationship with people? You can't. You can't do it. That's why we have this society in the way it is, in the way it's operating, because nobody cares no more. They don't care about the relationships. They just want to get what they want when they can get it. All right? All right, let's move on. Today's family has changed, and we know that, all right? We know that. Over the past 30 years, the family structure has changed. It's not uncommon for both parents to work. And our society has become so mobile that the family support members, like grandparents, now live far away. So children are exposed now to a lack of values. That's true. Says Peggy Newfield, founder and president of the American School of Protocol, which has been conducting classes in etiquette countrywide since 1980. Furthermore, the responsibility of raising children now rests on others, such as school teachers, churches, big brothers, and big sisters. And that's where it should not be. It's the job of that father to lead by example, to train that child with the assistance of the wife to help them raise their children. Not nobody else's job. But now when they go to school and they get in trouble and then they get punished, then the parents get mad. You know what I'm saying? I remember back when I was going to school, if I did something wrong, I'm going to get it by the teacher, and then when I get home, I'm going to get it again by my aunt. We don't do that no more. Now, the first thing we do is called DIFAS. It's child abuse. The scripture says, spare the rod, spoil a child. And that's what has happened. Take religion out of school. Stop prayer in school. Stop saluting the flag. What is all this garbage? What is all this garbage? That's what I'm saying is the enemy we have allowed all these other things to distract us from what's important. And now we are suffering from it through our kids. We got more young people in jail than anything else. Why? Because they have not been trained proper manners. They have not been loved. They have not been taught. None of this is all going out the door because we are too busy trying to make ends meet. But we suffer one thing, and then look what else suffers. The family suffers, right? We want to make the money, but then the kids got to be at home, and then what else happens? They get involved in all this other stuff because there's nobody at the house. This is huge. This is huge. All right? All right. They have to take much more of the responsibility because the parents are not there. She says, Newfield also believes that a significant change has occurred in how parents view their roles. There are so many parents today who don't want the responsibility of a parent. They don't want it. So my question is, why do you have the children if you don't want the responsibility? Why? Why did you lay there and have the children if you don't want the responsibility? I'm just gonna leave it out there. I ain't gonna say no more. They want to be they want to be their child a best friend. Instead, they want to be their child's best friend instead of being their parent. You can't be the child's best friend. Yeah, you want them to talk to you, but you're the parent. You're supposed to be there to be an example. It's good to talk to them, but you're not there to be the best friend. I know some parents say, well, me and my mother are best friends. You are the parent. Give the respect, and you get the respect in return. You'll be able to talk. They still should be able to talk to you, but you are their parent, and they should be able to talk to you. But they need to know, yes, I'm the parent, because once that line has been crossed, then you start creating some problems. All right, you start creating problems. All right. All right. Let's look at lack of manners, lack of civility. We talked about that politeness and behavior or speech. Newfield continues and says that the abdication of responsibility of parents towards their children has led to the marked reduction in the civility, respect, and common decency shown towards others. That's what we just talked about. That is one reason why the Civility Center was created at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. The Civility Center is both an academic enterprise and an advocacy group that tries to understand what civility is, the cause of incivility, and the relevance of civil behavior in contemporary society, says Dr. P.M. Forney, professor of Romance Languages and Literature at Johns Hopkins University. So what that means is that until we get back politeness and learning how to treat others with respect, men, because we are the leaders of this, we have to demonstrate it first. Until we do that, the manners will not come back. That's why we have the disrespect in the school by students. You got students beating up teachers. What kind of mess is that? I would have never, ever thought about hitting a teacher. And when I was in school, oh, you can forget. Oh, I would have been dead by then, all right? But we let anything goes now. Anything. We fight, the kids fight and bring guns and knives, want to beat up the teacher and all. What kind of mess is that? We have lost control. Men, you are responsible. Because you have not taken your rightful place in society. You only worried about yourself. You only worried about planting a seed and moving on to other women, so you don't care. That's when it goes back. We don't care anymore. We don't care. So that's why our society suffer. I ain't mean to get down like that, but I'm just telling you, it really bothers me. All right. Civility takes on a different form, but all is not lost for this generation and those that follow, because there are heartening signs according to Forney. Civility can be in decline. However, we usually forget there are many other forms of difference and respect. As an example, the number of youngsters who are willing to give up their seat on the bus to a pregnant woman may be lower today. Now, there are some people, and I used to drive the bus for a while in the city, and some guys did get up, and some of them did. You know, and I'm not saying that's all laws, but majority of it is gone. You know what I'm saying? So we got to bring this back. We got to really bring this back. All right? Let's go to how to develop respect for yourself, and that is key. That is key. How to develop respect for yourself. The worst loneliness is not to be comfortable with yourself. Mark Twain said that. The worst loneliness is not to be comfortable with yourself. And when you're not comfortable with yourself, you're going to have a miserable life because you have no foundation. You have no principles. You have no code of laws. You have no standards to live by. And you're going to be lonely because you have nothing to live for. All you're just going day by day, and whatever there is, whatever goes. You know? All right. Self-respect is a fundamental thing for a great life. If we lack self-respect, we will be insecure and strive to be someone we are not, and that is so true. To develop self-respect means to cultivate the self-confidence. We need self-confidence, and that comes through code of conduct, a code of laws, a code of standards. What do we say John Wayne said? Let's go back to that again. What did John Wayne say? That was huge. He said a man's got to have a code, a creed to live by, no matter his job. Praise be to God. All right? The following are some ways we can improve our self-respect. Remember, self-respect comes from inner belief. Inner. What I tell you before when I first started. Everything comes from the inside to let you know how you are to be as a real man. It don't come from the outside. It's an inside thing that has to be developed so you'll know what a real man is. All right? From an inner belief and not an egotistic feeling of superiority. All right? Be true to yourself. I ain't got to say no more. Be true to yourself and who you are and what you stand for. Like I tell my guys a lot of times, sometimes you're going to have to stand alone. That's right. You're going to stand alone. Sometimes you may have to go through the storm by yourself. But be true to yourself in your principles, in your code of conduct or your standards. Be true to that. And God will bless you accordingly. All right? Learn to handle criticism. Now, a lot of us are not able to handle criticism because we feel that we as men, we have a pride issue. If we ain't got people looking up to us and saying this about us and that we want to be looked up to and they're praising us, a lot of us can't take criticism. But see, I'm the kind of person, if you teach me, if I don't know, I'm going to ask. Show me. I don't know everything. Teach me. You know, I don't mind being, if I'm getting constructive criticism, then I'm willing to take that. All right? Because I'm not living a life to be criticized for doing bad things. I'm out here to live the right life and try to help others, like I do my boys here, and try to help them to better their life. So even if they say, well, brother Tyrone, I didn't appreciate that. Maybe you could have said it this way, or maybe you can do it this way. I'm more than willing to listen, because I don't know everything. Everybody has something to bring to the table. Everybody, all right, even you. Look after your appearance without being a slave to fashion. That means don't go out and buy every new item that comes out. We got cell phones. We got every new fashion that comes out. You ain't got to go out there and spend all that money. Start saving your money. But be presentable. Pull your pants up. Start wearing some shoes and polish them. Iron your clothes. Be presentable. Make sure your hair is combed. And look presentable. Some of y'all like the braids and stuff. Well, if that's your thing, that's fine. But be presentable, all right? Be presentable. Avoid jealousy. Don't worry about what other people have. You know, the old saying, trying to keep up with the Joneses, all right? Don't worry about other people got. Be content about what God has blessed you with, all right? The scripture says, be faithful over a few things, and I shall make you a ruler over many. So if you're not faithful over a few things, God is not going to bless you with a lot of things. Or he's not going to give you a lot of money because you're not faithful. You're not a good steward over the things that he's already given you. So don't be mad at somebody else because they got somebody else got something that you may like or you want, but you don't know the struggle that they had to go through to get that. All right? Maybe you have not passed the test to get that blessing because you're not ready for it yet. Praise be to God. All right. Remember your motivation, not your results. What is your motivation in life? What is your motivation? Sometimes we work with the best of motives and best of the intentions only to be disappointed by the outcome. And what does that mean? See, a lot of us, we have to learn that it's not always, some of us, we want to get to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, right? But we don't want to go through the process to get there. And that's the most important thing, is the process and the things that you learn on your way en route to the pot of gold. You may not reach the pot of gold. You may get very close. But look at all the valuable lessons that you have learned that you can help somebody else. There it goes about politeness and sharing, all right? Helping one another, all right? Wow, that's huge. That's huge. The problem is that we equate our self-respect to outer displays of wealth, success, and social standings. See, that's where we get it wrong at. Because we want everybody to see what we got. That don't mean nothing. Because all that stuff is going to fade. What you do for others, that's what's going to last. Wow. Self-respect comes when we value our attitude to life and other people. That's the key right there. Even if things go badly, don't lose your self-respect. Don't. Every day is not going to be sunny. You're going to have some rainstorms. It's going to snow sometime. The wind's going to blow. All right? It's going to happen. Work with the best of intention and gain your self-respect from that. Do the best that you can at that particular time and do all you can to help others. That's the key. Respect others. I ain't got to say no more about that. As you respect yourself, you can learn to respect others. But if you don't respect yourself, you can't respect nobody else. All right? Never hate yourself. Don't beat yourself up. We've all done wrong. We've all fallen. But get back up. Brush yourself off. Keep on moving. We're not going to be perfect. Don't hate yourself because you didn't achieve this. Well, I ain't got this type of job, and I ain't got this type of clothes, and I ain't got this type of car, I ain't got this type of girlfriend. Don't worry about that. Your time will come. Just continue to be self-respectful of yourself. Be courteous to other people. God will bless you. Don't hate yourself. God loves you. All right? Praise be to God. Forgive. First, we have to learn how to forgive ourselves. Then we can forgive others. But the key starts with us. This is the key right here. Forgive others, well, we got to forgive ourselves first. That's where it starts. Until we do that, we will never be successful in this life. Because that's when we start hating others, because we hate them for what they have. But you don't forgive yourself because you didn't work hard enough to achieve some of the goals or put some things in place so you can get into a position to achieve some of those things that somebody else may have already achieved. Is it going to be easy? Of course not. It's not going to be easy. But if you apply yourself, people are more willing